Hey guys, thank you so much for watching or for watching back. For today's video, we're going to check and have a first impression look on one of the most in-demand watercolor sets in the market because of its price. And for some, it's kinda intriguing as well. So before we start, you know the drill. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. Give this video a thumbs up. You may also click the notification bell so you'll be notified for any uploads on this channel. And yeah, it's me again, May, and you're watching my channel, MaeSomethingcreates. Alright guys, I won't make this long. The one I'm referring to is this watercolors from Seamiart. I'm not totally sure if I pronounce it correctly. Is it Seamiart or Seamiart? I haven't opened it yet, so we're going to unbox this now. But before we see what's inside of this box, let's check the packaging. So as you guys can see, it's actually a carton box and it has a matte finish. And it has this Halloween theme on its box. Here it says 90 watercolor, 50 basics, 36 shimmers, 4 neons. So in total, that's 90 watercolors. Nothing is written on the sides. But if we look back, it still has a matte finish and you can see here the colors that you'll expect inside. It has an item number, barcode, it's made in China. Here's the logo of Seamiart. Let's open this now. Alright guys, so as you can see here, the packaging is really nice because it has like this spacious carton that fits the watercolor compartment well, and it also has this foamy thing to secure this while in transit, and it's a good thing. So when I first saw this online, I thought of the other brand that I previously reviewed on this channel. They really look similar, but they have different prices, and the other one is way too far from the price of this one. So since some of you asked me if I can make a comparison video of this and the other watercolor set I'm referring to, we'll have a comparison video. The one I'm referring to is this. This is a watercolor from Tokyo Finds, and they call this Bento Picasso 90 watercolors. There are just some minimal scratches because I've been using this for like 4 to 5 months. If you take a look, they really look alike. This one on the right side, it's the Bento Picasso Tokyo Finds 90 set of watercolors, and on my left side, it's the Seamiart 90 watercolor set. As you can see, they really look the same. And let's see the size. So if we compare the size, they just have the same length. And for the width, they both have the same width as well. And this is how their locks look. But well, actually, it's no longer new that one brand has a similar packaging or look with the other brands. Just like with Sennelier and Schminka, they both have similar palettes. And there are still other brands that you may refer as similar. They really look similar, but this one from Tokyo Finds costs around 1,800 pesos, while this one from Seamiart only costs 700 plus pesos. And I bought this from Shopee. This came from overseas. Well, this one, I ordered this directly at the Tokyo Finds website. So that's what really makes me think, because of the price, why is this so cheap? So I'll open this first for you guys to see that I've already used this. So as you can see, there are color splatters. Let's check the other one. Okay, it has this color card or the swatch card, and it has this black. What is this? I think this is also a swatch card for the glittered watercolors. Alright, so here's the mixing palette that is included in here. Apologies because there are still stains in it, but you know, it looks aesthetic. As you can see here, there's this brush and the water compartment, and here are the neon paints, the glittered paints, and it only has this mixing palette, which is very usable and convenient. for the Seamiart, it has this swatch card for the glittered paints and another swatch card for the basic watercolors. You can also see here that there's this brush and a water compartment. One of the intriguing questions I've seen online is that this color card or swatch card, is it matched with this color palette? Because supposedly if you buy a watercolor set, the swatch card should have the same arrangements with the colors in it. So let's see. So I've seen that they are actually complaining about this, the permanent yellow one, because if you check this here, and yes, I can see it now, this is not yellow, but it says here permanent yellow. Because usually if you buy a watercolor set, the swatch cards should match the paints on that palette because that will serve as your guide for the colors. But for this one, and as far as I know, I'm not colorblind, this is not yellow. This is pretty much in a shade of red, or I can say this is actually coral. So I'm also checking others here. Yellow ochre, this is not yellow ochre. But just seeing this, it's kind of off because you know they don't match. If you check the packaging, this side is really not permanent yellow, and I don't know why they put permanent yellow. So for me as a consumer, it's kind of misleading. Especially, for example, if I'm just starting watercolors and it says there it's permanent yellow, and then I've seen this color, I'll get confused about it because that's not yellow. Moving forward, these two watercolor sets have different color arrangements for the basic watercolors. So this is Seamiart Tokyo Vines. So as you can see here, this is Seamiart, this is Tokyo Vines, and they both have the same arrangement of the neon colors and as well as with the glittered paints. But this is a glittered one and this one. I haven't totally used this too, but they still look glittery as well as with the other colors here. I just used them once when I swatched them. But if you take a closer look here at the Seamiart, this one, it actually looks matte as well as with this one. But if you look in this, it's glittered. This one is glittered too. So by the way, before I swatch this, just a disclaimer, I'm not being biased. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing here. And this is also not sponsored. So without further ado, let me swatch this now. Swatch cards from Seamiart. So I will just glide my fingers like this. Okay, so far it's not giving me any chalky feeling. Alright, I can say that it's good because it's not chalky. So these are the glittered paints. Let's see. It's not chalky. And if you haven't watched my review for the Tokyo Vines 90 watercolor set Bento Picasso, here is the swatches I made for that. We can say that they have this very rich pigments. And this one is the swatches I made for the Bento Picasso glittery colors, and these are the neon paints. So since this is just a first impression video and a little comparison video of the two, we cannot determine yet what are the differences of the two pigments on the long run, since as I mentioned, this is just a first impression. But if you actually check Seamiart's account on the Shopee, the original price of this I think is around 1,200, and it's just like on sale. That's why they're selling this for 700 plus. And by the way guys, just a little information, this Bento Picasso originated from Japan. So that is why it is under Tokyo Finds. While this one, the Seamiart watercolors, are actually from China. I had a chance to get in contact with Tokyo Finds and they were able to tell me things about their product, why it's superior than this Seamiart, and why it costs higher than this one. So since this is a comparison video, I'll be painting two artworks of the same reference using the Bento Picasso and the Seamiart watercolors. So let's go. So when I first saw the Seamiart watercolor set online, I really got surprised that it really looks similar with the Bento Picasso, and looking at its price, I was so shocked because it was so cheap. So I really got curious about that. The first thing I thought is that maybe this is fake because it's way cheaper than the current palette that I have, which is from Tokyo Finds. I tried to contact both parties to see their thoughts about the palettes being similar to one another. I tried searching Seamiart first, but they don't have an Instagram page. I also tried to check their Facebook page, but it seems like they don't post too much. I then contacted Tokyo Finds and I asked them what are their thoughts about this. Fortunately, they responded back to me. So as what Tokyo Finds said, we have informed their Japanese suppliers about this imitation release from Seamiart. We also confirmed that it is not true that Tokyo Finds and Seami share the same supplier. Tokyo Finds is from Japan and the Seamiart is from China. They also gave me 5 reasons why Tokyo Finds is by far superior than the China imitations. They said that it has superior flow and mix and better transparency versus the imitation brand. Tokyo Finds paints have superior flow and mix because they only use artist-approved standards in light fastness and color vigor. They also confirmed that they did a demo test for Tokyo Finds paints, and you guys can check it on their IG page. Tokyo Finds also claims that their watercolors have better shelf life of 5 years, and that's just the minimum year, which is better than the imitation brand, which only has 2 years shelf life. And this is one of the reasons why Tokyo Finds still offers better value for money. Because they are the original product, all of their items are covered with warranty. Well, actually, that's a good thing because if you purchase the watercolor and it seems like the one given to you is defective, you can easily have it replaced with them because they're just within the Philippines and you can contact them directly through Instagram and through Facebook. Tokyo Finds can do next day delivery for Metro Manila customers versus 7 to 10 days lead time of China brands. They really have a good point for this. I bought a Seamiart watercolors on Shopee and it took more than 1 week for me to receive the item. It came from overseas. Tokyo Finds do appreciate efforts of artists and customers like us who takes time to educate the public on the superiority of their product versus the imitation releases from China. So even though this is not sponsored, they gave us a promo code that you can use to purchase any products from their website. If you want to purchase anything from Tokyo Finds and you want to get it for 10% off, you can use the promo code MaeSomething. So I'm done doing the artwork, and if you notice, there's no much big differences with these two artworks. You cannot even determine which was painted using Seamiart, which was painted using the Tokyo Finds. So all in all, I like the two brands because they both have this pigmented and very rich colors. You also have seen that on the swatches. For Seamiart, I love how they included the swatch cards in their palette and how they produce good packaging for their products. It's just that there are some discrepancies with the labels on their packagings and as well as with the swatch cards. Because if you have seen earlier, some colors are not matching the ones in the palette, and that's, kind of confusing. So since I was not able to get some thoughts from Seamiart, I just don't know what's their take about this product and why they have decided to produce a similar packaging with Tokyo Finds. And I don't even know if they are familiar with Tokyo Finds because they are two different products from two different suppliers in two different countries. But if you're just a beginner and want to start or explore watercolors, this is also a good find because it's way cheaper. For this Tokyo Find set, I have been using this for a long time, most especially with my practices, and I can definitely say that I love how it works. Based on what Tokyo Find claims, which I have mentioned to you earlier, these are artist-approved colors. They have warranty for this, and they have same-day delivery. And although these are student grades, these are artist-approved pigments. And we all know that Tokyo Find is a good name when it comes to the art industry. I believe we can count on them on what they are claiming about the colors. So just my take, if you are on a budget and you want to have lots of colors to play around, then go for Seamiart. Then if you have a budget, then I would recommend you to go for a trusted brand, which is Tokyo Finds. That's my take for our comparison video for today that most of you guys requested. And I hope you guys like this video, and I hope you have learned something from me again. And yeah, I'm ending the video now. May we all have a wonderful weekend. Till our next video. Bye!